everyone, welcome to my chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. Marvelous Monday stream. We have different names for every stream. I don't remember what the name was, but I'm calling it Marvelous Monday. It's beautiful weather here on the US coast, eastern coast. Blitz and rapid casual chess. We're going to be accepting 5+3 through 7+3 challenges. So you can challenge something like 5+3, 7+3. I'm taking the subscribers first, but I'll try to get to as many challenges as I can as we get through the subscribers, like some guests and regulars can play as well. So guys, what is up? Good simul yesterday. What is up with the stream here? I just want to mention our promotion here with chesslecture.com. Chess Lecture is a site that I helped to create, about 12 years ago. There are over 3,000 videos. It's a library. You can sign up to get a subscription on chesslecture.com. A lot of the videos are mine. I have over 500 videos on Chess Lecture that I've recorded in the last 12 years. You can get a discount, a very good discount on a Chess Lecture membership here. If you sign up to the link in the Twitch stream, if you go to the link in Twitch stream, go to your shopping cart, add a silver membership. It's basically a 3-month membership for $15. You're getting a huge savings. Normally, Chess Lecture memberships are like $12.95 a month. So you can basically get a membership for $5 a month for 3 months at Chess Lecture if you use the code Pascal, which is my family name, William Pascal. If you know me by Sladgie, I have a real name too. So if you guys use the code Pascal, you get a membership there for $5 a month. It's a really good savings, way more than 50%. So check it out. Okay, we are going to be getting started here. It's challenges from 5+3 through 7+3. And I'd like to thank all our subscribers for supporting the stream. I am going to take Acerbait's challenge first. 7+3. I like to play the 7+3 troll and roll. I make an exception for troll for chess 960 only. So because it's chess 960, I like to have a little extra increment. I'm taking the 7+5. But in blitz, 7+3 is the max. And then Arsenal fan. Okay, without further ado, let's get this game up and running. Acerbate. We're playing white. I've been playing a lot of G3. I've got a new mouse. I think I'm gonna like bust it out because this mouse is a little bit clicky, and you probably hear it on the mic. $5 a month for Chess Lecture is a really good deal. It's quality stuff. Really good players. I've been doing this for 12 years. All right, I've got how many windows do I have open? All right, Acerbate. I'm getting notifications here. Let me try something totally new with my windows just to make it easier for me to work. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm moving my windows around and it shouldn't affect the stream. I do read chat, Gladys Troll. I'm trying to set it up so it's possible for me to read the chat all the time. Hopefully there's something on Catalan. There are definitely a lot of stuff. You should check it out. I do read the chat, Gladys Troll, but during the simul it's really, really tough. Basically in the blitz streams I can read the chat, but in the simul stream, like yesterday, chat is really tough for me. But I do, and it's not true. I do try to read the chat at all times. Okay, guys, so we got our Chess Lecture promotion going. I wholeheartedly recommend that. I've worked with the site. It's not a strange site. It's a site I've contributed a lot to. So if you like what I do, the board is blocked by the cam. Well, the board is blocked by the cam. Oh, now we got the board blocked, so I did affect it. Wow, okay. Something just clicked out of place. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, that was an accident. Thank you. We actually just misclicked something. All right, let's get that out of here. Thanks for the update. Perfect. Now we're back to normal. Okay, so Acerbate. I'm gonna play D4. I had a bad game against you, Troll, in a roll yesterday. I'm very disturbed by what happened in the opening there. That was not supposed to happen. I basically played B3 when you played 94, and I was playing, but I wasn't paying. I wasn't paying enough attention to 94 in our simul game yesterday, Mr. Troll, And after that, you just took me to task. You were basically like white in a Catalan with a good position. I totally messed that up. I mean, if I had paid a little closer attention, the 94, you love the white line? All right, we're going to fix the white line for Mr. Troll. The white line, he's very, very anal retentive. But he's right. When you're right, you're right. The white line is annoying. So Acerbate played an experimental move here, b6. If I play 95, he can play c6, and it's just like, okay, let's do it. Isn't Johnny Cash down with a white line? You listen to a lot of Johnny Cash, Troll? That's a different line. I'm not a big country music fan. In fact, I hate a lot of country music, but Johnny Cash is alright with me. Have I ever played against Judith Polgar? Oddly enough, no. Nope. I don't think I've ever been in the same tournament with Judith Polgar. Alright, 95. Well, she obviously never played like opens and stuff like that, so Judith was pretty selective about her. Pretty selective. I mean, maybe like in a rapid I would have had a chance or something like that, but never happened. She doesn't really play at home, and she's retired now, so maybe it will never happen. I played Judith's sister, her sister Sophia. I did play many, many, many years ago, and around 1993. I think I lost a rapid game. That game totally spaces out on me. I tried to remember. I have no recollection of my game with Jofi. I think I lost, but I don't remember the game at all. Okay, we are experimenting here with black. I mean, we're not black, but black is experimenting with a kind of weird setup based on c6. Yeah, Judith is very strong tactically. She was at the Budapest Spring Festival promoting herself and promoting chess in Hungary a little bit. But she's basically done playing, which I'm sort of, you know. I don't like to see people retire from chess at the age of 40. That's kind of disturbing. Alright, so we've got white playing the standard type of Catalan setup. Black is probably okay here. He has to play d5 at some point. I guess he could try something weird like bishop b7 and d6. But it's outside the box type of defense setup here for black. Probably not as bad as it looks, a little bit weird. He could also just play d5. So I don't think there's anything like dramatic we could do other than d5. I mean, I could blow him away with d5, but I'm not really set up. I'm not developed enough. My knight is not protected. The Beach Boys. Move 11 is a music man. He knows a little bit about music. Welcome, Move 11. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being here. Now, black's softening up his structure a bit. They're making me want to play like Queen b3 to hit that juicy weakness on b6, but you know, one queen is not enough to do any damage. Queen b3 is interesting though. Let's do something. The alternative would be like b3, but it's slow and kind of passive. I like to do double fianchetto. I really like to do a double fianchetto setups and period, because like you put things on the long diagonals, as my friend David Vigorito, a regular on chesslecture.com. David is an IM like me. David says you just put the bishops on the long diagonal and take things. That's a good strategy, and generally the long diagonals are the best places for the bishops to go. Monkey fishing wood. He knows music well. Okay. One of our former regulars. So now knight a6. This is kind of heads up, because I was about to put more pressure on b6. I mean, knight a4 might have been possible. We have some tactics with knight b5. That looks artificial and wrong. So I think now that b3 is out the window, knight a4, rook b8 doesn't do anything. It's time for white to simply develop the pieces. We're playing for piece development. Not too many pawn moves. I might have had, again, you know, ideas of d5, but that's problematic now. I mean, we don't want his knight coming into c5. I want to bring the rooks in. Rook c1, rook d1. The more I stream, the more I become convinced that there's really a lot to the principles in the game. I mean, we're human. We're not computers. We have to basically adhere to some sort of principles. Even if you're extremely good tactically, I still think you need guidance from principles. Bishop f4, definitely the best square. We have a lot of weaknesses here on this diagonal. There's nothing on the diagonal, but there is the d6 square. And now Asterbate just miscalculated. It's plausible that it's a mouse slip, some sort of speculative pawn sacrifice, but I don't see any kind of real compensation for this. I thought maybe he'll try rook b8. That looks like almost insane. The missing a queen sacrifice against Arsenal fan yesterday in our simul game. Black's just going over the top now. A second pawn sacrifice. I don't see how this... I can't see how this can possibly work. I can take either way. With the queen or with the knight. Maybe the queen is more stable. Actually, if I take with the queen, he takes with the pawn on b5, and then I'm a little bit awkward. Maybe knight takes is better. I graduated with a psychology degree. How can you categorize chess people psychologically? Well, okay, Asterbate is just dropping material all over the place. He's dropped a piece now. This is just too much. Chess players are weird. That's how I would categorize them. But seriously, well, we need to go back probably. But seriously, you know, I mean, people are different. I don't think you can lump chess players into a personality category. Anyone with mental disorders in the chat, raise your hand. You know, I mean, I'm interested in chess and psychology, but difficult to lump people into categories. So anyway, here we are. We're going to be playing blitz and rapid. Anything between 5+3 and 7+3. I've never seen you, Gladys Troll, but for some reason I never imagined you were like thin. And he says, I'm not sure if I have anorexia or not. That's really funny how, like, you never see someone, you know, someone you've met online or on the telephone. You've never actually met them in person. And you have a picture in your mind of what this person looks like, in a way, you know, maybe not like a really concrete picture, but some sort of picture. And for some reason, the Gladys Troll has been sort of on our stream for a long time here. I just took a Firefox screenshot. Okay, that was a total accident. Firefox, what are you doing? Get out of here. Get rid of it, please. I accidentally clicked Firefox screenshot. Okay, Asterbate just gave me a lot of material. And whose move is it? Whoa, I did something. I can't move stuff. It's not my move? I'm not in the right position. Alright. There we are. So, Asterbate just making a lot of tactical mistakes, dropping material. He has his good games and bad games. It looks like he wasn't warmed up here. Asterbate, have you been playing today? Fonza Curry, is Boston greater than Budapest? Anyway, I was figuring that Troll looks like not thin. You know, I'm not saying I imagined he was overweight, but I'm just saying, like, for some reason in my picture of Troll in a roll, wasn't someone who was underweight. And now he says he might get tested for anorexia. That's funny how you know, we have this built-in ideas about people, and I don't know why. So he's relatively tall. Okay, we're off topic. Asterbate lost way too much material. Okay, on to the next game after this. We're going to be playing Troll in a Roll. And then the rest of the subscribers, and then whoever is left after that. At a body shop, and my friend is antsy. Got me out of sorts. Asterbate, you work in the auto repair industry. Okay, we're just up. That's why he's Okay, his friend got him out of sorts. That's why he's kind of like not playing well, apparently. You know, when you're playing chess and your friend's like, hurry up, man, you know? Hurry up, man. You're taking too much time. We got to go somewhere. It's not a good place. You don't want to play chess when other people are distracting you, you know? Chess is a game of concentration. And it's I'm very like easily irritated by noise and stuff like that. I'm not sure I can save my knight on a6. My knight on a6 is kind of out there in limbo. This move feels inherently passive, but I'm up a lot of pieces now. Everyone's having a discussion about their body weight. Oh, on that topic, actually, I lost some weight. I'm kind of surprised. I'm actually the lowest weight that I've been in the last 20 years. Not that I lost a lot of weight, you know, but something. And I was kind of surprised. I mean, I haven't been like exercising or massively changed my diet. And my weight is actually the lowest it's been since I can remember in the last 20 years. Not by much, but just barely. All right, guys. So let's go back to Troll and a Roll. We're going to play Chess 960 with Troll and a Roll. I can play up to one more Chess 960. Let's check the other challenges. I got crazy challenges from Wild Breath. I'm playing with increment only 5+3 through 7+3, so I'm going to decline that Wild Breath challenge. Shall We Dance, also 3-0. No sudden deaths here. I like to talk about the games and get some... My focus is on instruction. And also, if you want to really learn some instructive material, we're promoting chesslecture.com through my streams. So if you guys want to check out the link to chesslecture.com, you can get a massive discount on a 3-month membership. Basically coming down to $5 a month, unlimited videos. So check that out. Mindless Monday. I'm thinking of different M words for today's stream. Okay, Chess on a Roll. Play Bombast, I like his style. Well, I'm just going to take the subscribers first and then go from there. I'm not going to pick and choose. You know, I don't play favorites. I try not to play favorites. In the Simo, I kind of have to play favorites. I have to pick like 25 players. But in the regular stream, I'll take subscribers first. Maybe on Fridays, we'll have kind of an open challenge day where we don't, like I was doing before, where we don't just take the subscribers. We take everybody in order. 84 kilos is solid. Okay, C4. This is not normal chess, though. Let's not forget. Lest we not forget, it's not normal chess. I like the bishop on A8. Not a bad setup. We have no knights in the corner or anything stupid like that. That's the worst, when you get the knight in the corner. Just an absolute disaster. Okay, E6. E6 looks good. I'm not going to reveal my weight on stream, but it's not... You know, I'm about 6 feet tall. I've weighed about 20 more pounds than I weigh now. So I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm solid, but not overweight too much. Mainstream Monday. It's the main stream with no stream. Wait. I don't understand that comment. It's the main stream with no stream. With no theme, okay. We have endless amounts of themes here. You know, I was toying with the idea of playing bishop f6, but it's really a little bit strange. I mean, I think I need to control the e4 square and think about castling. Troll and a Roll taking the initiative with this Polish opening type of thing with b4 on the queen side, grabbing some space. I've got to say that Troll and a Roll is really quite strong in the opening. Yesterday he outplayed me, and I was down like 2 pawns against him and managed to equalize in his time pressure, and then he lost on time in an equal position. But I was really fortunate to even get to that point. He had outplayed me in the opening. So, Cushion for impact. Well, yeah, at Fight Club, you have to have a cushion for impact. All right, here we go. We're castling. Those bishops are nasty. Maybe Troll and Roll will go like Bareyev style and just take it to me with G4. You could just launch that. I mean, Shirov would think like 0 seconds on G4 here. I just kind of like gambled that Troll would be more circumspect than to do that, but silence as I wait the G4. I always think of he's not playing much anymore, but the former World Championship candidate Bareyev, he played a nasty classical Nimzo with white, and sometimes you just see G4 come out of the woodworks and just blow black away. I think of that often. There's also other openings like the Semislav, Shirov's idea of G4 in the Philidor. I mean, there's many G4s. Obviously, the Sicilian is another story, but I'm talking about positions where it's like D4 or C4, and then there's like this disruptive G4 out of nowhere. The problem is, it's like either diagonal is dangerous, right? If I play G6, then he's going to get me on the other diagonal. You know, it's really nasty, actually. I've played so many games with Troll now. We're just about to 100, and he had another. He has what? Does he have another account, or am I crazy? Well, anyway, this account is like right about to reach 100. He's got 98 games. How much of our lives have we spent playing chess with each other? Okay, so E4. Well, I mean, this is pretty serious. He's just basically threatening to win a pawn with E5 and knock my knight off of that square, so I have to play. What would Daniel Dubov do? I don't know, man, but I'm not liking this too much. We're going to play D6. I guess that's a constructive move. Maybe I shouldn't even bother. The other option is sad. I mean, to play like H6 or something like G6, like Arsenal fan suggested. I mean, there just isn't a good square. If I play H6, where the heck is my knight going? I'm going to G4. And I don't like this. Gladys Troll says he has 10 accounts. We're not going to turn you in, man, but I think you reached the limit. Anyway, guys, welcome to my stream, International Master William Pascal. We're streaming from the United States for the summer. I am East Coast EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, so it is now 4:27. In Europe, it is 10. Is that right? Yeah, European time, it's 10:27. So late for you guys in Europe. Most of the players here in Europe, Arsenal fan in the UK. JCS is on. He's not a European player. Soltigo's not a European player. Take Back. Now I forget where Take Back's from. Yeah, Asterbait. He's USA. We've got a mix. I mean, my stream is very much like 50-50 between North America, mostly North America and Europe. I mean, there are a few stragglers from the Pacific region. The Europeans brought chess to America. That's a good question, Fonza Curry. I would assume so. Do you think the Spanish Armada brought chess first, or was it the Brits? Okay, knight takes e5. Benjamin Franklin played chess. Well, the history of chess is very interesting as far as even just Europe goes. I'm kind of happy that we resolved that e-pawn merely for a knight on e5. Now I'm thinking c5 here, and we just bite the bullet on the structure. I mean, if he plays takes, I'll take back with the pawn. And I want to sort of discourage d4. Bishop c7 looks like a weapon. You didn't see that knight takes e5. You expected bishop takes e5? I didn't see bishop takes e5. Would have pinned my c-pawn. Kind of a weird situation there. I mean, it's more natural to take with a knight. So Libros, ironically, asked me, what is the book that inspired you the most? Well, I mean, I might just say this book that I recommend recently to acerbate, which was 500 Master Games of Chess by Tartakover. It's like a classic, but I never learned like classical chess in the beginning of my career. I was sort of self-taught. I picked books kind of at random and when I was a teenager. And so I didn't pay a lot of attention to classical openings and classical chess and chess history, and so I just played random stuff for a long time. And I wasn't a master. I mean, I was a master, not an international master, but a national master. By the time I discovered that book, and one of our subscribers here on lichess and subscribers on Twitch, acerbate, I just recommended it to him, and he likes the book a lot. But what other books inspired me? It's a really good question. I think when I was a beginner, I studied mostly opening books. And then later, as I got stronger, I started to appreciate other stuff more. Am I streaming tomorrow? I am. I think we're going to do, the same thing as I was doing before. So Tuesdays will be like a viewer tournament. I never had Capablanca's Greatest Games. I have other Capablanca books. Well, I mean, he doesn't have that many books. National Grandmaster. Move 11, I am streaming tomorrow. We're going to do a viewer tournament, probably rapid, because I feel kind of lethargic. That's the most influential book I read on chess, aside from My System. My System, Nimzovich I never read. I learned Nimzovich from, and I teach Nimzovich, and I believe in Nimzovich, but I never learned Nimzovich from My System. I learned it from other players who had sort of incorporated Nimzovich into their own games, and taught Nimzovich indirectly. Larson is a great example. I mean, somewhere I have Larson, Master of Counterattack, sitting around the room here. If you look at Bent Larson's games, I mean, he took a lot from Nimzovich. He took it to an extreme. He's very hyper-modern and aggressive. Okay, I'm about to lose on time. Troll is not messing around here. Neither am I. I mean, I need to bring my pieces out. What are we thinking? Like knight here? I'm concerned about this. I'm very concerned that I'm in trouble. Whew, this is kind of a nasty position. White's bishops are stronger than black's bishops. Guys, please support the stream by donations. You can donate via PayPal or just support the stream by subscribing. But I have a kind of difficult life going on here right now. So please support it. And a lot of you have, and I want to thank those of you that have supported the stream one way or another. You can, even by taking private lessons. I want to keep doing this. Oh, knight c6 double exclam. Please don't even talk about that. That better not be double exclam. Oh my god, he can almost trap my queen in some lines. Bishop takes h7, knight takes h7, knight d7. Weird ideas here. Luckily, Troll and Roll doesn't really calculate. He just has good intuition. But it fails. The positions fail him many times because he doesn't calculate the forced variations enough. Do I have a book of Sala Floors games? I do have at least one. I have a book in German, I think, of Sala Floors games. It's a good question about whether any books in English have ever been published of Sala Floors games. I mean, I'm a huge huge fan of Floor because he was such a good d4 player. There just are less great d4 players than e4 players in history, I think, and Floor is a player who is very much underrated. I mean, I guess he lost the match against Botvinnik, which was probably kind of an important moment in his career, but he wasn't quite as great as Botvinnik, but he was close. You got to admit that he was close, and he did have like a perfume named after him, I think, which is pretty cool. So, speaking of Larson, do you think the Scandinavian is defense for the brave? You know, I think there's more than one way to play that opening. You know, there's a lot of people who play it like really solid, basically almost in Karo Khan style, so I think it's open to interpretation. Larson played everything like he was an absolute maniac. But he's an inspiration to a lot of Scandinavian players, and you can't generalize. You can't really generalize chess players based on their nationality. I mean, Larson was a crazy man. He would basically eschew draws constantly, you know, like losing games because he wanted to win at all costs and stuff like that. I mean, kind of the opposite of me. I'm a little bit too conservative in some games, and a lot lately. I think I've been more conservative than necessary, but if you want to play uncompromising chess, I think like Larson is a great example. But in a very hyper-modern way, you know? Do you know any of the great teachers of chess that were not so great at the game themselves? Well, I mean, obviously, if we talk about modern players, Dvoretsky comes to mind. I mean, Dvoretsky wasn't even a GM, you know, and he was regarded as the best chess trainer in the world. The follow-up was supposed to be bishop takes c6. Okay, here, I'm just kind of trying to hang on for dear life. I want to eliminate one of those nasty bishops. This was my backup plan. This pawn on c6 looks like it's not long for this world. Can we just pick that off? It's not so simple to pick it off. Should be pick-offable. What about bishop takes f6? I'm still not too worried about that directly. But maybe I ought to be. Maybe I ought to be. He also has knight g5 with the mating threats. That's coming next. It's coming next to a theater near you. Queen c8. What does queen c8 do? Queen c8 is like a defensive idea. His king is on f1. You know, the temptation is to play queen a8, but I think that's kind of slow. He would have knight g5 with very strong threats, maybe even winning directly. But with queen c8, I have queen a6 check, and look at this. Here, and then bloom. Queen d3 just like blocking everything. Just effectively like blunting all of his threats. And now it's just up in the air whether he has anything at all. No, he ends up with a bad structure at the end of the day. So did bishop takes h2 work? I wouldn't even in my wildest dreams imagine that I had some kind of offensive move. I've been defending the whole time. Analysis board. This just for 1 second glance here. I'm a little bit laggy. Yeah, so just for a second, imagine I had played queen a8, knight g5, which looks nearly fatal for black. Unfortunately for white, I do have a defense there. It turns out e5, which still would be a very, very sharp position. So Troll was good until move 12. And someone suggested bishop takes f6. That looks like what he has to do. Was it Arsenal fan? I don't know. But I wasn't overly concerned about this. You know, I mean, I can give him my h7 pawn, and I'm threatening to trap the piece. So I think that I actually like black better here. Or at least I'm comfortable. And my king could probably run away to like f8 and e7. Well, there's an insane tactic here. Rook takes e6. This I did not see. Could I put my king on h8? Do I have to put my king on h8? I mean, if rook takes e6 is for real, that's crazy. Look at that combination. Rook takes e6, f takes e6, queen g6 check, king h8, and then queen h6 or whatever. Not queen h6. Oh my god. Well, that is insane. Bishop to g8. Have you guys ever seen anything like that before? Can somebody record this? This position should be like a study or something. Bishop g8? I have literally never seen that theme. And I just don't have a move. This is just minus 20. And I'm resigning. That is insane. So bishop g8, game over. I don't know. Like, what should I do? I can't take on e6. And this already looks bad. So the moral of the story is that maybe I have to play king h8. And Stockfish doesn't see that far, but here he has nasty stuff with rook e4, rook across. White has the initiative. Wow. There's an insane defense here, rook d4. Don't try to take it with your knight. You got to take it with a rook, and then you don't lose your queen. So we can probably get away here, but he still remains with this nasty pawn on c6. Karyakin against a young dude in the Rapid World Championship was something similar. Okay, I don't remember that game. Okay, guys, let's continue. Arsenal fan's not a subscriber. We're going to go back with the rest of the subscribers, then we'll go back to Arsenal fan. PQ, Move 11, and then Arsenal fan. Okay, let's move it along, guys. But anyway, I wanted to stop and take a look at that position because that was a crazy tactic there. That was great. 5+3. Let's play some more straightforward type of stuff. I'm not going to play g3, knight f3. The quality is much better for me now that you're in the States. That's interesting, Bob. When you say quality, you mean like just the quality of the video or everything? I don't know Black's repertoire too well. Please check out our chesslecture.com promotion. If you guys want to sign up to the link that I've had posted in the stream earlier today, you can get a really good discount, basically $5 a month for 3 months on chesslecture.com. Very good subscription chess video site, which I work for and have for a long time. So anyway, guys, knight f3. We're allowing queen's Indian, maybe queen's gambit declined. You don't like the Hungary lighting? Oh, I never knew that. Hungary. You don't like the Hungary lighting, the Hungary lighting. So d5, knight c3. Bishop g5 there is played. That was actually recommended by Graham Burgess in a book, but that's a kind of unusual move. If you play bishop g5, you allow weird stuff like h6 and takes on c4. This is like a mainline queen's gambit. Everyone plays the Rogozin. That's the main thing. Gladys Troll said he would never find any of that in a 7 minutes game. Understandable, my friend. Understandable. I mean, rook takes e6, like sacking a rook to take a pawn without a direct threat, is pretty far flung. Try to implement some video production techniques. Now, Bob, what do you mean by that? Maybe hire a makeup artist. Yeah, I'm a little sweaty. I need the makeup girl here to like wipe my face like a newsman. I was thinking that earlier. Well, when we get big enough, we can really start to add, people into the studio. For Chess Lecture, I don't see a place to use a promotional code. Move 11, I don't know. I think you have to be like creating a new account, and you may already have an account. Secondly, I think if you actually add the silver subscription to your cart and you go to checkout, there'll be a place to add the promotional code. Alright, so PQLOD, I'm going to play bishop g5. I know this a lot better than bishop f4, but I was just talking to someone about this today. I mean, bishop f4 is really like the modern grandmaster way to play. It avoids exchanges. You canceled your sub a couple weeks ago. If you create a new subscription, then I don't see any reason why not. You can probably create a new subscription. Just you have to check out, go to checkout, and then add my name Pascal in the code when you go to the checkout. All right, e3 b6. Yes, here we are. Tartic over Queen's Gambit without h6. Black has not played that move, which is normally played. So guys, please support our stream and support Chess Lecture. Hopefully it will work both ways. If you guys donate bits, JCS donated 10 bits. He's taking the lead for this week. Sadly, Asterbait is no longer the bit shield champion for my stream. Bishop b7. Alrighty then. Black chose not to play the move h6, which is typically played. I think it's a beneficial move for black. It eliminates back rank mates later on. This is my standard Karpov approach against the Tartikover variation of the Queen's Gambit. Guys, we're streaming for 2.5 hours. So we will be streaming, we've been streaming 45 minutes. The streams will last from 4 to 6:30 Eastern Daylight Time, except for the simul stream, which goes longer. And I will have to retain some flexibility occasionally, moving streams up, moving streams down, but most of my streams will be around 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Monday through Friday and Sundays. Okay, this is a weird move, a6. Normally black plays c6. But I'm thinking, where should I put my pieces? I mean, rook b1 would almost transpose to a... There's a line that Krasenkov used to play. I mean, he would just do like rook b1 unprovoked. It's crazy with the rook b1. But like here, actually to play it in some sort of position like this. Ultra early rook b1. Of course, h6 would be in. Bob Sacamano, don't even tease me with a 25,000 bit package. I hope you have a windfall, man. I hope you find like $1,000 on the street. Hook me up. We haven't had a big donation in a long time. So, I mean, I don't expect it, but it's really nice when someone, you know, does throw out a big donation to the stream. I much appreciate it. Rook b1, this is not my usual approach. Asterbait with a 10-bit donation. He gives himself the lead with 11 bits now. Knight d7. I'm going to castle. Okay, it's time to castle. Rook b1 stopping any kind of c5. He'll never be able to play c5 with the bishop unprotected on b7. Now he's going back. So... we have the feeling that PQ is not a native Tartikover Queen's Gambit guy. He's maybe playing this for the first time or experimenting. Not that black's position is lost or anything. It just looks a little awkward, a little bit slow. You might argue he lost the tempo here or there. Now, queen b3, knight f6 doesn't seem to do a whole lot for me. He's freeing up f6. I mean, maybe that's not so stupid. Normally what I try to do is like pressurize e4, maybe even achieve e4, but by restructuring his position, he's going to stop me from doing that. Move 11, this looks kind of familiar, my friend. This is looking like something I looked at recently. Last call. It's last call for 95. Astrobate said, I have very few left. Gotta watch videos. JCS said, ouch. You once found 100 rubles. Basically, I once found, this was in Australia, I've told this story before, but once I found like $100 on the ground, but it was Australian dollars, but it was the day after they stole like my $900 watch. So it was kind of a bittersweet, thing. I had a $900 watch stolen and found the $100 on the ground the next day. That's really great. It's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm not going to complain about it, but life could be better. So I'm bringing down on f7. He almost has to play queen e8 or just sell out completely. Queen e8. I was thinking queen e8, bishop d5, and we're going to get rid of that bishop pair, artificially isolate the pawn on e4, keep the pressure on c6, f7, everything. Time to buy a new watch. Just buy a Casio. Well, I wish I... Let me tell you, my friend, I wish I had a Casio right about then, man. But it was a strange situation. I've told the stream before. It was a tournament being held in the lobby of a bank in Melbourne, Australia. And I would never take my watch off, but I just thought, man, if there's any place I can take this watch off, no one's going to steal it in the lobby of a bank where this tournament was being held. But sure enough, I really thought I was going to get away with this here. Yeah, we can do it. Actually, we can do an advertisement for Casio. I think they would buy that. We're looking for other sponsors, promotions. Chess Lecture is cool, but we're going to expand into other categories as well. So, watches. Obviously, banks are the place, If you want to steal a watch, that's where I'd go. But it was my damned opponent. I'm almost sure it was my opponent who stole it. Nobody else was even close. It was either my opponent or the arbiter, but I mean, I don't know. Arbiters it just doesn't seem like an arbiter would steal something. My opponent was really shady looking. I'm pretty certain it was him. Yeah, banks they only steal houses and large stuff. We're having fun with the jokes today. Anyway, welcome everyone to my chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master William Pascal. We are playing blitz and rapid chess. He's on my guy. Okay, queens. Where is it going? Here, f5. That's a little trick. Okay. I'm almost losing on time. That's always good. Okay, the goal here is not to lose on time. Stealing women I've done before too, but that's kind of a sexist thing to say. We should make it. I can't help it if I'm heterosexual. Alright, here, h3. I thought he had rook d8 there last move. Alright, I'm just bailing out now. Everything's protected. We're just not going to lose on time. We're just not going to lose on time. I mean, I was going to say we should be... It's sexist to steal just women. But it's a bad joke. Alright. Queen c6. Brute force. No back ranks, please. No jokes. Yeah, this guy is doing something primitive. Specializing in primitive stuff. That's a check. Wait a minute. Oh, he won my queen? Are you serious? I was like totally spacing. I had no idea what he was even doing. I'm such an idiot. We have enough material for the queen. A pawn? It's unclear now. I have a really strong knight and good coordination. So I don't know what's going on here. I mean, we're not out of the game just because he won my queen. It's not that clear. Wow, he walked into knight. Man, he walked into that panic mode. He might be lost now. He panicked with rook d7. Just dropped my queen to that move. That was really silly. Alright. We are winning now. Wow. That was kind of a narrow escape. Man, I just totally overlooked bishop h2. Phew. Maybe queen c6 instead of queen d5. I mean, if we want to go back a couple moves, I think before the time pressure got ridiculous, I thought that instead of king h8, he had a good defense here with rook d8. I was most afraid of this move. So it's not like I was unaware of bishop takes h2. I mean, I was absolutely aware of bishop takes h2. Then I kind of spaced and forgot about it. But here, queen g5. I thought rook d8. I was gonna just bail and sacrifice the pawn on e5 for other pawn. Maybe like queen b7, queen c6. I was afraid of this line. What I was afraid of was this. Chop, chop, chop. And we're lost. You know, that was obviously a problem. But you know what's funny here? Apparently I have the move king f1. Now, obviously with 10 seconds left, this never occurred to me. You know, I saw king h1, queen h4, and I saw king takes h2, queen h4. But it never occurred to me that I'm winning with the move king f1. So that's pretty crazy. It's a nice line. All right. Move 11. We got lots of challengers. Nice to see all you guys. I'm going to take the subscribers first. Move 11 with a 7+3. I need some water. So, man, that bass ale went right to my head. That was like my first beer in 6 days. Okay, e4. Let's see what move 11 does against Karo Khan. Why is a bot challenging? Why not? Is it like a vote bot? I mean, are these bots like voting bots? Bot is gone now. All right, I'm gonna go old school style. This is all the trend now is knight f6, but I've only ever played bishop g4. Fischer Kiris. There are many moves for white in that position. I guess bishop e2 is just one of dozens, right? Should I consider knight f6 here? Like e5, knight fd7? But my other knight looks sort of sad. I mean, I guess e6. My concern is that white plays knight e5. e6, knight e5, bishop takes e2. That looks like kind of a good line for white. I don't know if I've faced bishop e2 before. You could even take on e4 and just play it like a normal Caro-Kann. Let's do that, man. Hey, you're playing a lame Caro-Kann where bishop's on e2, and I got my bishop out to g4. I mean, if you compare this to the... I guess if you compare this to the Karpov variation or whatever, we're in pretty good shape here. Let's just do this. Gladys Troll drinking just straight grain alcohol. No beer. But I mean, do people in Russia really drink a lot of beer? I guess they do. More now than in the past. It's not a cultural phenomena like it is in the United States. Okay, h3, Are we going back to h5? Are we taking? What do you want to do here? I mean, we could just take. It's kind of boring, but it's like the safest move. This is like a Scandinavian with queen d8. I'm basically playing a queen d8 Scandinavian. Someone asked earlier about the Scandinavian. Is it a safe opening or is it a risky opening? It's up to how you play. It depends on how you play it. I'm playing the safe Scandinavian here. I have my queen on d8. I have no weaknesses. I have no bad pieces. And white has the bishop pair, but those bishops, you know, it's really hard to do anything with those bishops. Even knight e5 here is a move. In the US, we have beer commercials that polarize us. The Portuguese variation certainly isn't safe. Yeah, I mean, there are gambit lines. Yeah, I had a crazy game yesterday. What happened in that game? I played my knight on bd7 variation. It's a special line that I play. This is boringville. But I mean, I can be confident in very good drawing chances for black here. I mean, if you had to draw or just maintain a solid position with black, this is a really good way to go. You know, will Bobby Fischer beat Paul Keres in this position? Well, I think that Fischer would have been happy with this. Keres did beat him a couple times with black in the Caro-Kann. It was a really good choice because Fischer was so strong in the Roy Lopez with white that the Keres' main defense, you know, to e4, e5, playing e4, e5 with black, ran into a lot of trouble. And then Keres took him out twice with black in the Caro-Kann. I mean, Fischer did have problems with Caro-Kann in particular. So we're just trying to play solidly here. If I had to beat move 11 for $1 million, I would have to play the game differently. But I'm trying to teach you guys maybe like the most correct way to equalize with black. I think this is gonna do it. We're basically equalizing. Winning is another story. I'm good at equalizing. I'm really good, talented with draws too, but winning is never easy. Got crazy weird stuff going on here. Takes and check on a5. That looks kind of superficial. You got to argue that white's bishop is not that good, but again, going back to Bobby Fischer, he was excellent with the bishops. I mean, really good in endgames with the two bishops. I did speaking of chesslecture.com, I did a video series on you know, Fischer and the two bishops, and he really was excellent. So queen d2, Caro-Kann very popular at the moment. I'm seeing all sorts of Grandmaster games in the Caro-Kann. I don't really know why. Like, someone out there in the chess world, in the chess video world, must be doing an awful lot of promotion for the Caro-Kann, because I don't know, you just see so much Caro-Kann, even at Grandmaster level. Tons of games. Halt. Don't drink if you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Good. Basically, you know, it's hard to never be in one of those categories, right? That's like every day of my waking life. Pawn stop, because I want my pawn on the dark squares. Developing my rook from its original square. White has a kind of theoretical advantage. I guarantee you that Stockfish says that white is 0.3 better here. 3/10 of a pawn. Maybe just 0.2. But it likes bishops a lot. I don't know about other... symmetrical English is pretty boring too. I agree. Talking about boring openings, there's a kind of contest. What do you think is the most boring opening in chess? I've probably played it. I play a lot of different stuff. 0.1. Maybe. Well, the one thing I'm sure of, it's between 0.1 and 0.3. It's a question of, you know, how much it is. I don't consider the Caro-Kann to be a good winning weapon, you know? I mean, you will see people play it occasionally. That's fine if you're playing like Hikaru or like Shirov or some crazy attacking player. But I think the thing is, did I just drop a pawn here? Oh my god. No. Alright. He doesn't have that. Queen d4, rook takes a5, queen takes c3, rook takes a8, queen d4. I'm okay. I thought I was dropping a pawn there. I mean, Acerbate. Move 11 is he's very tricky tactically. He's pretty alert. So this is just equal. We could agree to a draw and move on here. I mean, I don't have to beat move 11 for the sake of beating him, but it's instructive. Maybe we can learn something. What's happening now? I had a hallucination. Okay, move 11 had the same hallucination that I had, which is very weird. There must be something to this position. He was just... That's weird. I mean, it's the same hallucination I had. What is it with that position? It's totally equal. This is just totally equal when he's giving me the queen for a rook here. So I called it. I said 0.3. Now, I don't know about your computer, but it's dropping down to 0.2. Arsenal fan said 0.1. But I'm getting 0.3. But I said actually the previous position after bishop f3. I was talking about this position. Here I was apparently... I was almost going to play queen b4, but I wasn't certain about it. It was a big change in the position. So I went with knight d5. Apparently that made him slightly better again. Bishop takes d5. I don't think you should play bishop d5. This is to keep the bishop. You should keep the bishop. It's still slightly stronger than a knight, maybe. All right, guys, let's move on. StrangeHallucinations.com. So chess testosterone, testosterone. He's just chess testosterone. It's hard to say that, even after one beer. Chess testosterone, casual 7+3. Chess toasterone. Guys, check out our chesslecture.com promotion. Also, please support the stream. Make a donation via PayPal. Chess testosterone's rating is kind of low. He's only 1692. For some reason, I thought he was higher. I guess... Oops. Sorry for bringing unwanted to your account. I guess he's higher in another category. This is 7+3. He's 1870 in correspondence. He's actually 1768 in bullet. Turkey Farm. A.K.A. Slow Bro. I love the turkey farm. Do you actually run a turkey farm? Turkey farm makes me think of Chicken Run. And there's a new movie coming out this summer. Chicken Run 2. Chicken Run was like, I heard it was like the #1 most successful anime, claymation or whatever you call it, stop motion film of all times. That was kind of surprising. I didn't think that particular movie would be the most. Alright, so this variation I played with both colors. We had a game or two recently in this. Knight d4, bishop c4, e6. We're on all kinds of subjects here. Stop motion films, beer. Not many stop motion movies lately. Okay, knight on g to e2, a6. We had this last week against someone. Oh, Morales sacked the piece. Like, there is a line where sacking a piece is possible, but not here. This is a boring variation? No, I don't think so. Not necessarily. I mean, this can be kind of sharp. Am I supposed to take on b3? I think I've done crazy stuff like go back to c6 on occasion. If I take on b3 and he takes back with the a-pawn, I have no b5 because of knight takes b5. This is kind of weird. I don't have time to play like knight e7, knight c6. I was looking at that in an analogous position just the other day. Did I make a mistake or something? I mean, e6 is the main line. Maybe I'm supposed to play knight f6 here. Actually. But it's not the only line. Knight e7 is... Did Kasparov ever play this position? Good question. Knight e7 is another move that might be good going here. So I played a6. Maybe a6 is slightly suspect. Here. Okay. Let's just play a move. I don't know. I can't play b5. That I know. We have to play the more reserved b6. This I don't trust. I really have to start playing these variations better. It seems like I've misplayed this a lot lately. Not just on the stream, but in some offhand blitz games as well. I had one the other day where I was like losing against a 1700. Really, really quickly. I think on my Tuesday, maybe I didn't have a Tuesday tournament this week. Maybe it was last week's Tuesday tournament. Must have been my Tuesday Blitz viewer tournament a week before. I had a game that it was like really dubious for me, and he just let me off the hook. You guys are having crazy conversations in the stream about charged particles. Okay, white takes it open Sicilian. Now development is recommended. This could be some kind of Christian Bauer b6. I think of Christian Bauer and the Hungarian Grandmaster Chom István. The only people who play like 2 b6 in the Sicilian. Bauer plays the Owen defense and wrote a book on it. Really nice guy, by the way. Very, very much a gentleman. Knight takes d4. What are we going to do? I mean, how much time do I have here? Bob knows everything. He's the man of many different things. He knows everything. Okay, e5, knight e4, or e5, knight d5. I'm not that worried about it. Maybe white should just restrain himself and make some sort of developing move. I mean, rook e1 looks really standard. On the other hand, if rook e1, I have maybe, again, Owen defense theme, bishop b4. Seem to have some sort of message, guys. Let's see what it's up. Whoa. Can't grab the right thing. I can't grab the right thing. What is going on? I can't move this window. Window! Where are you, window? Alright. That sounds good, Saltigo. Norwegian chess giant, grab it. What are we grabbing? It's his move. Would I even dare to take that pawn? I'm a self-proclaimed anti-materialist. Okay, d6. Bishop b4. I mean, I don't like bishop b4, e5 then. I mean, then it's looking sort of stupid for black. I think I have to go d6 now. We got to watch for the $1 million knight sacrifices. That's always in the air. There's no time for things like queen c7 here. I mean, we just have to be fast now. Well, I said I can't grab it. I thought you were talking about a pawn. I know that. All right. I follow you. So now we got to close it up. And it's kind of a Najdorfian position now. If I didn't know better, I would have said this was a Najdorf. White has very good control of the d5 square. We could play b5 though. I mean, b5, new ideas. b5, b4. I mean, speaking of the knight, it's like a delayed Najdorf. We're playing b5 here. Now I would definitely think it was like a Sozin Najdorf, which I play with white. It looks straight out of that. The other move I could play would be h6, weakening the king side to stop the move bishop b5. He played b4 to stop me from playing b4. But later on that pawn could fall. We could also have the classic El Clasico counterplay. Rook sacrifice, plus the idea of rook c4, just kind of sticking it there where it creates maximum problems. Silence as I panic in fear. Bishop g5, that's why I'm talking about h6. That's what I'm talking about. Well, there's all sorts of possibilities here. Crazy moves like knight to d5. That seems unwise. Even if he does take an f6, I mean, black's still quite solid here. John Nunn. The John Nunn approach to the Najdorf. Okay, but rook c4, I'm thinking... Yeah, I still like it. Alright, let's do it. It's not a tournament, Jose. It's just challenges. I'm taking subscribers. We're never going to play all the challenges we have. We have 10 challenges. I'm playing the subscribers, and then probably Arsenal fan will be the next one. I've got Nefedov. Nefedov is our other subscriber challenge. Then Arsenal fan is on the line. No real movement, but wave like you guys are talking physics and stuff. And alright, we're on two things simultaneously. That was a risk when he played b4, that pawn is difficult to protect. But I don't think this position is a really clear situation. White might have some counterplay. Anyway, guys, we're going to be streaming Monday through Friday, mostly Eastern Daylight Time, 4 p.m. That's basically East Coast USA time. For you Europeans, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. if you're in the UK. Should I consider taking with the pawn there? It didn't even enter my mind. But not out of the question completely. So Chestosterone finds an interesting move. He's sort of indirectly defending this pawn on b4 with tactics. If bishop takes e4, b3. Alright. I have queen b6 check. Doesn't do anything. Bishop takes e4. Bishop takes e4, b3 is the question. But I mean, is this whole thing like a bluff? That's what I've got to ask. I mean, rook takes b4. My rook gets in a very awkward position there, and I'm running out of time. I mean, rook takes b4. Let's just say he plays b3. You know, how's my rook getting out of there? It's not getting out. You know, I think that's a problem. Queen b6 check. I could sack an exchange at some point. You know, I mean, maybe that's the way to go. Just get out of here. I'll sack an exchange if necessary. I mean, I don't mind like just playing rook takes e4. This is the moment for that. I mean, this feels like this is the moment. Maybe I should play h6 first, and then we'll think about it. But at any moment, you know, I'm ready to play rook takes e4. Now he sees my ideas, and he's guarding against it. That's not fair, like defending against my commentary. Alright, what am I doing? Stopping g5. I'm just like starting and stopping like different plans here. It's crazy. Queen f2. Don't know what that's about. Well, maybe I do. Okay, we're in there. You're not getting me out, man. That's not happening. He played too fast. I think Testosterone is just kind of nervous because he's like on the stream maybe, and people are watching. So he took a perfectly reasonable position and kind of melted down. I mean, it was fine, I think. Complicated, but he had more time than me, you know? So we take it from this point, let's say, where he played queen d2. Tricky situation. I mean, I don't think it's that bad for white. The engine says it's better, but he played what here? G4 maybe. Okay. I could have taken the pawn on e4 with the bishop. I was looking at rook takes, but the b3 was interesting. Now I really have to sack the exchange, and this kind of position could be very, very complicated. Let's take this example. I sack the exchange. I have two bishops. Pawn for the exchange, maybe two pawns for the exchange if we grab on f5. Black has the initiative, but it's a game still, you know. So something like this probably should have happened. Okay, guys, we have more than an hour left in the stream. Lots of challenges. Whoops. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to check out chesslecture.com, close friend of mine, and a site that I've worked with a lot in the past. Want to see how we're doing on the stream here. We have trouble with the windows, guys. Just bear with me here. Okay. We've got like 57 viewers. If I can get the Twitch stream, by the way, ask your friends to watch, because if I can get the Twitch stream up to 75, we can become a partner on Twitch. So that's the only thing holding us back from being a Twitch partner. And I'm just an affiliate now. But seriously, if you guys can help me grow the stream just a little bit, you know, from 50 to like 75 average viewers. We're close to 50 now. We can get to 75 average viewers. We can become a Twitch partner. And that makes it a little bit cooler. All right, guys. We're going to go back to the next game now. Nefidov is a subscriber. Anyone else who's a subscriber, I'm going to cancel this 5-0 because I'm only playing increment with 5-3 through 7+3. All right, welcome to my stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master William Pascal. Sladgie, use bots. I'll just use bots. Okay, Nefirov. What's up, man? We'll just pretend it's a major international election or something. All right, Nefirov is up. He tried to challenge me earlier today, but he failed. All right, Neffy. We'll just call him Neffy. Good to be back, guys. Sparkle Horse is streaming. So we need to grow a little bit. You know, just up to 75 viewers. It's not easy. I mean, there's a lot of other streamers, particularly on lichess streaming, but I really think that I'm the one who focuses the most on really teaching fundamental principle chess to people. There's a lot of like strong players who like to show off how cool they are playing 1 minute chess. I'm not interested. I want to learn, and I want you guys to learn. Okay, Nefedov, what are we going to do with him today? We're going to play the Sicilian? Bob, don't do anything like crazy, okay? I don't want that kind of help. I think the partnership just gives us more bonuses and sort of extra features and stuff like that. Okay, maybe more emotes. Knight f3. It's not a huge deal, but it's better. Perks. So Nefedov, I'm going to play g6. So tomorrow night, guys, well, I call it night. It's night for the Europeans. Tomorrow afternoon / night, we will be doing a viewer tournament. I think we'll make it the classic 7+2 rapid tournament at 4 p.m. European. 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it's not European. But it has a European flavor because I live in Hungary. I bring that European flavor to the stream. So C takes D. And Azerbay can play because he has 50 games. He has 50 rated. Make sure you have, by the way, guys, if you want to play in the tournament tomorrow night, my viewer tournament, 7+2 rapid, make sure you have 50 games. That'll probably be the minimum. Okay, Nefedov taking a long time here. Wow, we got a new subscription from DCappy. DCappy. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. Let us know if we can do anything to make the stream better. But thanks to all you guys. We got a sub up. Bob Sakamano donated 100 bits, by the way, and I missed that earlier. So, Bob, thank you for that, my friend. Queen takes d4. I'm so happy you played this, Nefedov. This is like one of my favorite variations, and I had a recent game with Grandmaster Gergo Antal in the Budapest Spring Festival just a few weeks ago. So, Move 11 also has played this against me. I wouldn't call it mainline, but if you want to stay within the realm of the hyper-accelerated dragon. DCappy says, I enjoy my work on Chess Lecture. Awesome. Okay, now, Nefedov played Bishop b5, and this is a very kind of creative move, originally attributed to David Bronstein. So the original let's say, the reaction for black was to play knight c6, but that line isn't considered quite as good as a6. Oh, wait a minute. Now I remember. Nefedov played this against me in an offhand blitz game once before, and I followed this game here. There was a game played like 20 years ago in New England, where I used to live. I'm back there now, but I used to live here full time before I moved to Hungary. American FIDE Master John Curto had a game where he beat Grandmaster Sergei Kudrin with... John was white, and Kudrin was higher rated, and John was also like probably pushing 70 years old when the game was played. But it's a very, very rare line, this Bishop a4. Basically, after a6, the variation is mainly e5, and I've had a lot of insane games in that line. I mean, this is absolutely chaotic. After e5, a takes b, really fun variation for both sides. But this is rarely played, what Nefedov did here. Now, 20 years ago, I analyzed something with like white playing for mate in 1 there with knight to g5. But I think the computer said that it's like not that dangerous. Now here, bishop g7, e5, knight g4, and I can win a pawn, right? He doesn't have any sort of tactics, so I can play just straight up bishop g7, and then castle. We had the same game with Nefedov a little while ago. I mean, c3 looks, you know, it just doesn't look like a dangerous move for black. It's just kind of harmless. So I can get my My bishop's on the long diagonals again. It does deaden the bishop on g7. I think white is still okay here, but I don't think white has a real advantage. So I don't consider this line to be super dangerous. This is probably... Well, actually, I mean, I think Curto played knight c3. I call him JC. John is an aggressive old-school player, and I think he probably played knight c3 here. Nefedov played c3, bishop e7, and now rook e1. And then d6 makes the most sense. By the way, Decappy says that the Leela bot is my account. Okay. It's a Leela project. Not too strong. And entertaining. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm willing to play the robots. I've never played any on the stream before, but I have no problem with that. I mean, I used to like to play computers before they became ridiculously strong, by the way. I gave up playing computers probably around like 2004 because it became just ridiculously difficult. But if the bot, isn't imperfect, is slightly imperfect, it's more appealing, to play something that makes mistakes of some sort is much more appealing. Okay, I'm getting kind of dazed here. I'm just making moves without a clear plan. Rook c8. I'm not sure even about rook c8, to be honest. It's a natural move, but I'm just kind of drifting without a clear plan. And I'm using a lot of time to talk. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. I was thinking of that in terms of something else recently. Oh, rating points. But unlike rating points can be created. The inflation in the FIDE rating system. So rating points are not like matter. Bonus points create rating points. Man, I played... lost a lot of rating points in my last tournament. My rating is at its absolute lowest that it's been in 5 years. Lose weight, get it? You guys are having physics discussions. I always hated physics because I didn't like the physics teacher in high school. You get off to a bad start with some subject and you just kind of like get turned off to it, Well, I mean, I guess when you're talking about electrons and stuff, is that considered physics or chemistry? Okay, I'm really naive. I don't know. I'm really bad in science. Rook on a to c8. I spent 2 years studying economics, and then I moved to psychology, so just forget about me getting involved in the scientific discussions. Rook on a to c8. My assumption was that electrons and were physics, but I don't trust myself. Okay, rook on a to d1. What is our plan here? I mean, we have the possibility of a minority attack on the queen side. I've got to watch the f7 square. I mean, it's tempting to pull my rook off of f8. My biggest danger is just like losing on time. I don't have a clear plan. Yeah, I don't like pulling my rook off f8. I mean, I can see knight g5 coming later and minority attack it should be. Could just play b4 straight away. Okay, I'm spending a lot of time here coming up with blanks. I think the b4 could really go both ways. I mean, that could actually backfire for me too. Losing some control of the center. Let's do something. All right, whatever. I've got to do something. I mean, it may enhance my bishop on g7. I've got to make a decision. I'm running out of time. Let's just do something. I mean, I don't think it's easy for him. If he pushes past his b2's weak, I have knight a5. If he takes, the b2 might be weak. His queen's attacked with knight takes b4. Well, he's so systematic, you know. I think for his rating, Nefedov is very, very systematic, very calm, very controlled. He never does anything irrational, you know. The picture of consistency, really. But he's about 2,000. I don't know if he has a FIDE rating, but his BCF would put him around 2,000 strength FIDE. I think I always say this, but his lichess rating doesn't do him justice. So he's just keeping the tension and keeping the tension and keeping the tension and keeping the tension, and it's driving me nuts. Knight d7 should be considered, but it's too late now. Not so easy to find a new home for my queen here. This is extremely passive move, queen b8, but I wanted to get off the c file without reducing my control of e5. Queen b6 is obviously a move, but it can be attacked by knight c4, bishop e3. I think that white is slightly better based on space. Speaking of space-based, white has a space-based advantage here. But we have this lurking bishops on the long diagonals just waiting to chop. Smart chopper. You guys heard of the smart chopper? It's like a 20-year-old infomercial. We're going to smart chopper those diagonals. Is e5 coming in? Nefedov just hanging tough all the time. Can you see this happening? Little queen takes g6. He's going for it. You know, screw that, man. Bishop takes g7, e5, pawn takes pawn, queen takes g6, bishop g7. Maybe I shouldn't panic here. Let's not panic and say we did. You go ahead. Help yourself. He offers draw. No draw. No draw. What am I doing? I don't know. It's a very wild, intense position to offer a draw. He does it for gamesmanship purposes. Okay, I guess white's better here. Rook takes c8. Queen takes c8. Knight takes e5, bishop d5. And then we're down a pawn or something. I don't like being down a pawn. I guess I should have taken the draw. I wasn't counting on losing a pawn. That wasn't part of the program. He didn't take the pawn. Pure panic. But let's not underestimate the situation here. This guy is a dangerous hombre, and he needs to be stopped. I'm not down a pawn, but my structure is pretty bad. And I mean, this move was sort of bad for both of us. It traded off my good bishop and his good bishop, and I think now he's better. I've traded off his bishop pair, my bishop pair. I traded off my own bishop pair. That's a pretty dubious thing to do, to be honest. Now I have to play f6, which is like awful to have to play that. I have a pawn for a bishop. On the bright side, I'm not down any material. We've got this Tetris going on. And hopefully Nefedov will fall for some sort of tactics in time pressure. Of a machete. The pineapple, you know, the smart chopper, man. That is bad news. Look, Ma. He found it. Okay, it's made in one. Man, that was a wild game, but you were much better. You know, if Nefedov just had more time, just to show how cagey he is. I mean, he was winning. He was really winning. I guess I should have exchanged rooks on c1 or something. I could have taken with the e-pawn on f6. I did this to myself voluntarily. I mean, I saw e5. If I had done this, like, I would have been completely okay. White might be slightly better, but it's like, it's really sad, though, when you see the threat and you allow it anyway in this position. I actually induced it with h6. I mean, there's no reason I have to play h6. I asked for it and I got it, and I just created it. and I'm lucky that I survived. Alright, let's go on. Arsenal fans been waiting. If we have no other subscribers, I'm going to play Arsenal. Arsenal fan, what is going on with my internet here? Now it comes up, like just when I refreshed. So Lilabot, whoa, what am I looking at here? Oh my god. Alright, we refreshed, then we re-refreshed. Let's turn this off. Oh my god, what am I looking at? So Arsenal fan, and then I take back. Let's take Arsenal fan first. He's a former subscriber. Hopefully he'll subscribe again one day. But then I'll take I take back and Lilabot. Those guys are both subscribers as well. I've got crazy. That'll probably be all the games for today. I think like 3 more games. We'll probably finish it up. What's this Apollo bot challenging me to 2+1? Okay, you're gone. Anyway, guys, check out chesslecture.com. The link is in the stream, in the Twitch notes. We're just promoting them, a site that I work for and have worked for. Lilabot is a sub, I believe, right? Is it this Lilabot? Or was it a different Lilabot? Just, guys, make sure that's the right bot. Because one of the subs just said he was a Lilabot. So d4 knight f6. I think my I don't know, man, yeah, I got 500 ping out of nowhere. I can't really recommend Comcast. My internet, it's funny, you know, like a lot of people in the United States and all over the world probably think like Hungary is a third world country or something, but my internet in Hungary is much, much, much worlds better than my internet in the United States. It's just not even a contest. You know, that's the great United States. KB Khan. D Cappy, that's your guy, right? The Leela 2200. Okay. So I'm gonna play a BOGO. Actually, let's play the real stuff. I did a video on this opening for the chess world. on the Budapest Gambit. Although Arsenal won't be surprised because he has played a game or two with white against me. It's been a while, though. Okay, I mean, if I pay for, like, Verizon, Xfinity, not Verizon, but I'm thinking Comcast, Xfinity, I guess you can get some faster, but that's the thing, you have to pay more. I mean, it's, you know, it's unclear. Even standard internet, I mean, standard internet versus standard internet without paying extra for some super fast internet is much better in Hungary than it is in the United States. G3. Yeah, this is really nasty. It's a very solid move. There's no easy answer for black here. Okay, we'll try something experimental. You think it has to do with lichess servers? You mean the fact that I'm in the United States now? Well, I don't remember it being like this last year. I didn't have it. It wasn't this bad last year when I was streaming from the US. This is just some kind of weird move that I picked up to get white out of book. The server ping is great. Mine is out of control. But this is a new thing. I mean, I don't know what's causing it. But it's not consistently that bad. This is the highest it's been in the last week. 770. That's just like ridiculous. How could my ping even be that high? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. We're going to play like 3 more games here. Okay, I guess having said A, we'll say B now. We try to force white to make some sort of concession, weakening his structure. I just keep getting like weird notices about my connection. You think I need to reset the modem if I haven't done it in a year or two? Good idea. Well, the weird thing is, like, you know, 1 minute it's fine and the next minute it's not, so I kind of didn't think of that. So now we've got to do something about development. The question is, like, d5 or do I play knight c6 here? Knight c6 actually looks pretty strong. I feel like we take him out of, you know, take him off of d4. If he does anything weird like knight b5, he's played e3, so he doesn't have bishop f4 anymore. So I think the knight b5 type of stuff lost its sting. Now he's playing knight b3. Here we have to really consider going back and what we're going to do is we can revert to a hedgehog, basically. There's also bishop e4 check, which I guess is a little more time sensitive. You want to go pawn grabbing with like knight e5. That's always an option, but it's not safe. I mean, bishop e4 check, bishop d2. That sort of helps his worst piece. I'm going to go back. It's a kind of crush. We could even transpose. We could transpose to another line in the symmetrical English. This could be a line that I played, actually. c4, c5, knight c3. No, sorry. c4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. c takes d4, knight takes d4, queen b6, knight b3. And this looks like something that could be almost a direct transposition to that line. Well, I mean, what I don't like about bishop e4 is that I'm helping him develop his worst piece, you know, with bishop d2. On the positive side, it's with check, you know, and then I get another move to do things with development. So it's, you know, it's kind of a hard call. D5 is possible here. Sacking a pawn. I kind of like that. Help yourself. In the spirit of the Tarrasch. I mean, this is a Tarrasch now, but White's position is kind of messed up. Like, White had to play e3 and put his knight on b3. That's not optimal, you know, for the white side of a Tarrasch. Believe me, I've played 8 million games with the white side of Tarrasch. And I also played the English a lot. Yeah, I mean, d6 is hedgehog style. d5 is different. It's a matter of style. You can play d6 there, though. You know, it's up to you. But after d6, e4, I think we're going to transpose to a game I had with a Slovenian FIDE master some years ago. That's a line. If you take with the pawn now, and then knight c3, I think white's just probably better. I'm going to take with the knight. So he plays e4. Maybe this is good for white, I don't know. It's just that he has to create a lot of weaknesses with the knight coming into d3, all that stuff. I wonder if I should consider going back to d8. Maybe this is a really decent move. Looks passive, but maybe I should have played queen b5. I think I just failed there. Maybe queen b5, knight c3, queen d3. I guess this is just a weird position. What else can I say? White should be slightly better. Taking out the Tarrasch. Yeah, that sounds like one of my chess lecture videos. If I keep streaming a little while, I get 75 viewers. But I have to have an average of 75. Okay. So we've got to do that every day. This is a good time, though. I mean, if I was streaming in Hungary, I was doing a lot of morning streams. Those were hurting my numbers, probably. If I concentrated on streaming at the most popular time, I probably would have a little bit more viewers. Well, I definitely would. But I'm a selfish guy, and I stream when I want to stream. Knight a3 is kind of awkward. But he's defending c2. I mean, this position is just awkward for everybody. I mean, I guess I can play queen d3. That's kind of an important resource without giving away too many things. I mean, thinking about this queen on this diagonal. Now, Arsenal fan played a super weird move. Queen f3. Strangely placed on f3. I have my own queen problems, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't, but that's really bizarre. But maybe justified in some strange way. Where is he going on that? Like, he's going to h5 or something crazy, it looks like. He could have gone to h5 right away. Man, this is strange. I just can't afford to weaken anything. Knight a3. What an amazing move. Seriously, man, that is an amazing move. Queen f3 and knight a3, and it actually sort of makes sense. Where am I supposed to put my queen? Okay, I gotta do something. I don't like b6, though. Well, it's too late to change my move now. Well, Troll, I am afraid. I was afraid, I mean, we both have queen problems. Some positions there's just no safe haven for the queen. This is one of them. Hopefully, queen e5 is okay. I think it's okay. Now, we complete development with like bishop b7, and we should be okay. He has rook on the 7th, though. Rook on the 7th is a problem. Maybe I have to play bishop a6, not bishop b7. This move was not what I expected. He's defending c2, also leaving my other knight out to dry, so to speak. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. He just keeps finding weird moves. Position looks kind of equal-ish. My queen is trapped in mid-board. Okay, I have to play knight takes d4. I feel like I'm losing a piece. Why am I not losing a piece? I'm taking a piece, he takes a piece, I take a piece, he takes a piece. Okay, it's a trade. Do I have any legal squares where I can put my queen? Man, it just doesn't stop. It's crazy, like. You have to be kidding me. Just move after move. Lucky my queen's not trapped. He's seen this already. $18.54 was a good year. Man. I don't know, Arsenal fan. You were a tough guy. He's got more tricks for me. Wait, f2's hanging. Okay, I need this pawn. Because I just need to not lose a piece, first of all. Or has he seen that too? Okay, g6. He's not interested. He's never been interested in my other material. He's so fast too. crazy fast. I almost can't find a move fast enough. Very strong play by white. Still he's got some tricks left. More tricks. It's like the longest game of the day. He beat me in the simul yesterday too, one of only 3 players. It's like he's given up. He lost his fight. That was a crazy game, man. All right. So I'm going to play these last 2 games with I Take Back and Leela Chess. Leela Bot. That's we'll save that one for last. He's a new subscriber. All right, guys. Last 2 games. We got 30 minutes left. I mean, if the games are super short, I'm going to stream till half past the hour, but that's just approximation. Okay, Take Back. Man, Arsenal fan, really tough game. I'm sure that both of us missed a lot. I was digging deep not to get my queen trapped. Okay, so English opening. We could transpose to a King's Indian. He just takes on d4. I mean, I'm happy to see that because I feel like black gives up the strong point there. We have options to take different sort of setups in consideration here. He's playing fast. This is 5-3. I've got to move a little faster. No game against Bombast. Well, as far as I know, Bombast isn't a subscriber, Nefyadov. But if he is, let me know. So, thank you for comparing me to Richard Feynman. I'm actually stronger in analysis than I am at playing. But I do more of the former lately. Maybe if I just played all the time, I would get my former strength back, but chess lecture promo on. We're going for the bishop pair. Well, no, Dvoretsky wasn't a Potzer. He was an international master, man. I mean, he was he was a decent player. He was close to GM level. But I guess he never like focused on trying to become a GM. He was a strong IM. He played with Tal, he played with tons of people. He was not a Potzer. He was a strong master, man, but never got the GM title. Like me, you know. Bishop f5. So black's giving up the bishop pair here. We have a very strong unopposed bishop that can hit either diagonal. I mean, they both look very promising, you know. Take Back played a little fast. I don't know. I mean, bishop a3 is kind of a bit artificial, but it's sometimes good. Just keeps him tied down. He's going to play queen e6 at some point. All right. I don't mind if he trades off my white squared bishop. This looks like a Leningrad Dutch where black didn't play f5. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between this position and, say, the Leningrad Dutch. Now I have time to play h3. And that will stop, maybe stop. There's some risk involved in this, but stopping h5. Not stopping h5, stopping queen e6, bishop h3. Some risk involved. I could just not do this and like let him play bishop h3, for example. But I'm also threatening to kind of take over the center with moves like e4, f4. And so I think there's a lot of problems. Yeah, bishop a3 is artificial, let's say. Sometimes can be good in certain situations. So once again, guys, please support the stream by subscribing. We got a new subscriber today. Bob donated 100 bits. Thank you generously for your donation. Can I say that? Thank you generously. Anyway, all right. So queen d2. Queen d2 will get me forked. You got to be careful of the old tactic like queen d2, e4, bishop takes h3, bishop takes h3, knight f3 check. Oops, I lost something. Maybe f4 is worth considering. We'll threaten to kind of roll him. E4. Actually, e4 looks strong. We might as well just do it. We can kick all those pieces back with tempo. We're actually almost winning his bishop here. It's probably just good for white. Maybe we can even win a piece by force. Well, we'll have to play like h6 to stop his bishop from getting trapped. No, I guess I am winning a piece here. You see, I don't think that tactically. I try to think more strategically, and sometimes it takes me a while to realize that I'm winning a piece. I'm not playing for tactics like some players play for tactics. You should try a promotion. Yeah, no, we'll definitely do stuff like that, I think. Bishop g6 now, f4, f5. His knight is just flat out trapped on e5. I mean, he managed to do that. We could sack the queen for 3 pieces. Take, take, take. But that's kind of unnecessary. Queen d2, knight g6. So we just now decide like on which way do we want to win a piece here. Queen d2 followed by g4, where he gets 2 pawns for a piece, but not a lot of threats. I think I like that. Could play g4 right away. Where does the music come from at the start of the chess lecture video? I don't know. Don't know. That was Tony Hines. Tony, creator of chess lecture years ago. Queen d2. Okay, now it's time for g4. I mean, I could try to improve my position more, but I think we're pretty much signed up for this. We've signed up for winning a piece for 2 pawns, and we're going to execute now. I don't think he has enough compensation. Our control of the board is just too good. Our development is too good. It's just a speculative sacrifice that's not enough. But anyway, we have to be careful. Make sure that he's got queen h4. Queen h4 is a clear problem. Bishop h3 is one move. Bishop f3 is another move. Not that simple. I have to be careful. Someone suggested rook f3. Okay, that's another idea. I missed it. That might be the strongest move of all. which I totally missed. It was something. Rook f3 or bishop. Chess lectures here himself. Not shaving a beard is barbaric. It's not humane to shave a beard. What are you talking about? All right, queen h4. Now I think I'm gonna have to take because I don't know what else to do. Gotta go. That's gotta go. Too violent. That knight was just too violent. We have a clear situation where, you know, we should be pretty good now. Also, there's some nasty threats against g7, by the way, that's kind of hidden gem. I might be able to just put him away right here with f5 in the right moment. However, knight h4 is still hovering in the position. Black doesn't have any counterplay now. Knight h4 is not enough in and of itself. We get our last piece in the game. There is a queen c5 check. Let's make sure that doesn't do anything. Sorry about the game between Sladgie and what? Nok Trongsung. Which game? There are several. But I did manage to draw a few. He was lost. You know, I had him dead to rights in actually 2 games. I also had Quang Liem dead in 1 game too, and he got away. There's 3 games against 2,700 future 2,700 players that I was winning and they escaped. Those 2 Vietnamese future 2,700s were like insane escape artists. I mean, once like they're down the exchange, they're down a pawn. I mean, it was ridiculous. But I also lost a really nasty game against Trongsung. Okay, now f5, anyone? No, he's gonna play 95 if I try to do f5. So f5 in and of itself is not enough. This is a little bit tricky. Huh. Oh man, all right. F5 has its positives though, you know. I mean, with f5 I stopped that whole queen c5 check and also block his nonsense on the open line there. You know, maybe this move that's enough, you know. I don't want your rooks and your knights, you know. You can't have everything. I think we made a good practical decision on that. Now the rooks are just shut out completely. How about Mr. Knight? First we drive him way back, the high school football song. And then we're coming with a Mr. Knight around to e2 to f4 if we can. We could also induce more weaknesses with something like queen h2. This was a surprising move. Nah, I don't feel like that trade I really am that excited about. Ooh. Let's trade on my terms. How about we do that? If we trade on my terms, that's a little better. I don't give him that pawn on g5, you know, which would be kind of irritating. Now we can be up a piece more like on my terms. Doesn't get too connected past pawns going on. Oh, he's got to be stubborn and play queen g4. Wow. All right, that doesn't matter, you know. It just doesn't matter that much. Mr. Stubborn. Eventually that had to happen. And then we just trade down everything. Alright. So guys, we have like 15 minutes left in the stream. I am going to play... I'm going to play one more game here, I believe, against Leela. Leela2200, who is a new subscriber on the stream. I got a rated challenger. That's not cool. I would play Bombus next, but I don't know if we have enough time. I've got to take the subscribers first. So Leela Chess subscribed. We may lose this one. Never played a bot before. It's pretty strong. What is it? 2400. But that's not outrageously strong. You know, we'll see. We have to play our A game here. Okay, D6. Well, I mean, we pretty much have all the options on the table after that. Goes with E5. It doesn't seem to take a lot of time on its moves. Now, okay, maybe D4. I think this is like similar to Wesley So versus Adibon game, where So just like took on E5 and traded queens. It seems kind of lame. I mean, it is a bot, though. Maybe we feel safer with the queens traded. I think it might be the same exact position. And I don't remember what tournament it was where Wesley So played Adibon. Does anybody remember that? But it's ridiculously fast. Like it's playing. Like I can't play on its time. You know, it just makes instant moves. So that's pretty problematic for me. I'm going to get into time pressure. All right, now. I mean, C6 will come in eventually. If knight F3, knight C6. So maybe we should wait and play B3. I mean, that pawn has to be protected. Now we can play knight F3. I don't know. It's just using 0 time. What I don't want to do is like alter the way that I play chess because I'm playing a computer, because I have done that in the past. I think it's bad for my game. We are going to have to castle soon. Bishop A3, A5, something like that. Bishop B2 looks more fundamental. I am concerned about E4, E3. And I'm even thinking about E4 for white. White is not better here. There was the game, anyway, the game with Adibon was like an absolute bluff by Wesley So. He did something like that didn't work, and like Adibon just believed him. But I don't remember. Does anybody know that game, what I'm talking about? From maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. Wesley So bluffing Adibon. I would estimate the position is probably maybe close to equal, but a little easier for black to play because of that the central pawn mass. Okay, now knight G5 check, king G6. Computers have no fear. I mean, he's probably coming out to G6. How bad is that for me, though? Let's say, where is he going? Let's see. C, say. C and say. That was a toy when I was a little kid. Okay, knight D4. Let's just stay in the center. Let's not go on this adventure. Dr. Drunkenstein. Stein. No, I know a guy named Carl Magnuson. Wow, the computer just went crazy with H5. Why not? Alright. I wish I hadn't played this like for the last game. The spot is 2400 based on how many games? Like 113 games and only 2400 in blitz. What does it do? Does it drop pieces? Because I haven't seen any mistakes from it yet. It's just taking me out, man. It looks like it's just going to take me out. I'm scared. Played e3. I mean, e3 is pretty weak, actually. I started to get very fearful here. It just looks like it's outplaying me positionally. It doesn't make any sort of mistakes, you know? It feels like a normal computer playing full strength, to be honest. It's 2400. Maybe they set it to maximum now. I don't know, because, man, this feels like I'm just playing, like, full-on engine. It's just crushing me spatially. I'm afraid to do anything, you know? You gotta do something, I guess. C5. Discovered attacks are its weaknesses. Gotta be kidding me. Now you tell me. It's just positionally crushing me. This is probably a blunder. Okay, it just takes 1 second for every single move. Well, this was a fun experiment, but kind of humiliating. Alright. But this screwed my bishop. Now I'm dead because of this. Like, I'll never ever get that bishop back in the game. You can just resign here. It's just too strong positionally. It doesn't even need tactics. I mean, I have no tactics. I could just resign this at this point. I don't have a bishop, you know. That's pretty strong. I guess I have to try this, like, desperation. Sacrifice my whole position. Just so my bishop doesn't die. I'm just losing everything. The pawn on e3 will just collapse. But, I mean, other than that, it looks hopeless. I don't have another suggestion. I mean, it supposedly has a weakness. I'll be darned if I see a weakness, man. I mean, this thing is just shredding me like any normal computer would. I'm just losing material. It's just embarrassing. I mean, I don't want to play another game of this thing. I'm sorry. I just don't want to do that, dude. It's absolutely positional. No tactics. This is my only game with the computer today. I guarantee you that. Get a little humility and humiliation in for the day. Bye. Wow, it's sacrificing now. It's pretty sound. That's a pretty sound sacrifice. It's really going out of its way, man. He's really going out on a limb here with the sacrifice. This is just like humiliating. I mean, I wouldn't want to play this thing anymore. It's hopeless for white. 3 connected pass pawns for a piece. Just totally overwhelming. Yeah, I would play a vote chess bot, but I'm not going to play this anymore. This is just humiliating. It's like playing full strength. Yeah. I don't want to play like strong engines. It's not even fun, you know? This is just like destroying me. I haven't played any engines in years. I gave it up a long time ago. I would have to change my whole style to play against this thing. Just too strong. I mean, I don't know how it could possibly be rated just 2400 in blitz playing like this. I mean, this is just like crushing me like a dog. Like it could easily be 2900. I just resign. I mean, there's no way to survive this position. This is just ridiculous. I have literally no moves. So that wasn't very fun. I don't want to do that again. I'll play one last game here. That's a rated. That's not happening. this is a rated. That's not happening. And proteins. Okay, just because it's casual and I have just a couple minutes left, let's play this 3+2 challenge. I don't want to play that bot anymore, man. That's like devastating. I can turn on, I don't know, Fritz and have that happen. Man, that thing is ridiculously strong. Its rating is still provisional, but I mean, 2,400 based on that many games. It has to have some serious flaws, but I don't know them, you know. So one game here. Last game for today, guys. It's time to close down the stream. I normally don't play a fast game. We had just like 7 or 8 minutes left, so we'll throw this one in there. You did find the Wesley game. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he basically bluffed Adiban, and I mean, that was sort of surprising. Wesley made an unsound sacrifice, and Adiban just played it safe. But I mean, it looked pretty obvious that he could take it. So proteins, kind of a weird move there. Generally, knight takes c6 is not recommended in the Sicilian. And there are times I see this line, but this looks kind of passive. Man, that seemed to me like, but again, I haven't played any computers in a long time. It seemed very strong. But it just reaffirmed my feeling about that opening, that white probably shouldn't exchange on e5. Trading the queens is probably a mistake. So this guy's 1800 and he's playing crazy stuff here. Castle's queenside, very double-edged. Okay, we're going for complete counterplay on the king side, queen side, whatever this is. This is the queen side. Anyway, guys, check out our chesslecture.com promotion. We're going to close down the stream in a few minutes. International Master William Pascal will be back tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow afternoon, night if you live in Europe. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It will be a viewer tournament. We'll be playing 7+2 casual. We're going to try to slow down the g4 here a little bit. But anyway, as humiliating as the game was, thanks for subscribing. All right. Queen c5, maybe. Try to get in there on the weak squares. White's pressure on the king side, it's a little slow. The g4 is a little bit slow. And we have some counterplay. Okay, I've got really bad lag off and on here, guys. So please bear with me. Three weeks ago, Soltigo saw people beating lichess with e4, f5, e takes f5, king f7. That's sort of just depressing. Tomorrow, 7+2. Wow, really nice defense by white. Knight b1. But it is passive. You know, that's the problem. One of the problems. Inherently a little bit passive. Still maybe not bad defense. He's also like 25 minutes ahead on the clock. Now trading queens. Wasn't really what I wanted to see. Okay, they say all endgames are good for black in the Sicilian. I don't know, man. This guy seems pretty good for 1800. Of course, the game, not much has happened here. It's a pretty standard type of position, but I think white's still better. Can I get a little bit of counterplay? He's also very fast. Wow. Bishop c3. Okay, that's probably a good exchange for me overall. dark square bishops. I got very bad lag, so I might flag, actually. Whoa, where's my move? I just lost my move. I never play 3+2. This is just for fun. I would never normally accept this challenge from this guy. But just because the stream was almost over and we had like 8 minutes left, I accepted it. He's played really well. Very, very solid. Insane defense. Knight b1 was a great move. Now he's like attacking me. Playing for the initiative here. Seems quite strong. Now we're going to reorganize. Wow, dude. Really solid play. I guess I should play f6. He took, though. That's the first kind of move I've been definitely suspicious of by white. Breaking up his own structure should leave me better in ascending. Now he has 2 Isolani, and I have the really good structure there. That pawn is going to fall. Looks like I can swipe that, but he's got a check. I mean, is this a problem? He's really fast, too. Protein X. What is his bullet rating? Like 22? He has 1700 in bullet. Wow. Maybe just a tactical ending here. Lots of passed pawns. He's going to flag me. I'm not used to the 2-second increment. Not sure about this move. I think I missed something stronger there. You don't expect people to make like outright blunders. I just basically don't even consider that I could win immediately. So he tried to play too fast. I had knight f3 last move. I don't expect to ever just be able to win the exchange. Like, things never come easy for me, so I just dismiss that when the possibility of winning an exchange for nothing is in the position. Most likely, I won't even believe it's there. He's toast now, but he was really hanging on, man. I mean, for most of the game, actually, I'm making life a little hard for myself here. Not the best technique. Even this may have been a blunder. Look at that. Another trick. Too many pawns, though. We are going to win this. Okay, guys, we're going to close down the stream after this game. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and subscribing. Yeah, good game, Proteins. So, take care, guys. Thanks to Soltigo for moderating. Thanks, everyone, for watching and playing and for subscribing to the Twitch stream. We'll be back tomorrow night with 7+2 Rapid Viewer Tournament here, 4 p.m. EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. And check out our Chess Lecture promotion. You can get 3 months silver membership basically for $5 a month. It's a huge discount at chesslecture.com. Thanks, everyone, for watching and subscribing and also supporting the stream. Please donate via PayPal and bits here on the Twitch stream. I appreciate it. Need it to keep it going. Finally, we do upload the streams to YouTube, so you can check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training. It's all one word, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Thanks, everyone, for watching and supporting my stream. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.